As funny as it is, whenever I'm hiking, I always get excited to see a rock. And recently, I decided I would dive into this interest and start a photography series with these boulders as the subject matter. The idea for this project started after I read about Bernd and Ela Baker's water towers, a series of 9 black and white photographs of water towers. This work struck a chord with me because I grew up in a town surrounded by water towers. I never quite noticed it before, but water towers are really sculptural and monolithic. The water towers started to remind me of things like Stonehenge and other monolithic sites in ancient history. But then I remembered the boulders from my hikes. And unlike the water towers or Stonehenge, these monoliths were put here by nature. And if you're lucky enough to find one, these boulders in California share a very special connection with human history. For thousands of years, the indigenous people of California worked these boulders, grinding the acorns that grew nearby. And if we go even further back in time, receding glaciers brought these boulders to where they rest today. So it's hard for me not to imagine these as shrines. My idea was simple, and it started with a hike. In total, I did 3 hikes and 16 miles. And along the way, I found some pretty interesting things. It seems nature is making its own sculptures, the way these two touch. And look at the red coloring in this sandstone. In these 16 miles, I discovered some pretty interesting places and animals. And places. And of course, boulders. I love the way the smaller rocks form a connect the dots. During this whole adventure, only one time did I stumble upon a field just covered in boulders. After countless photographs, I decided on 16 final photos, which I later converted into black and white. I was super happy with the way they turned out. Each one is its own individual, unique photograph, but together they make a very strong pattern. I framed the final photographs with an oversized mat. I really wanted the image to breathe. In the end, this work was more than just about boulders, but about the monoliths that nature leaves behind. And although they've gone unnoticed, they still have a story to tell. I've been lucky enough to be able to show these pieces alongside some of my sculptures about California grasslands. Together, I think they tell an even stronger story.